Maybe you just want to tell us your name real quick.
Dwayne.
Before we met, what would you say was the biggest concern you had about your retirement?
Trying to make my savings last through retirement.
What worried you the most about your money previous to when we started working together? Did you have money in the market, or I guess what made you feel like it wasn't going to last?
Well, I lost quite a bit of money during COVID, and I built that back up, but I was so concerned about losing it again, I moved it all over into a safe account, if you will, earning less than 3%. We know what the expenses are today and stuff, and I knew that a couple of $100,000 is not going to last long. Not if I just took it, because the tax implications, and then you could run through it pretty quick if you got it in your bank account.
What made you decide to work with us instead of some of the other companies? You were talking to a couple different companies, right?
Yeah, I did. I talked to a couple of others, and honestly, I think I stumbled upon you probably on Facebook. I don't know, something just kind of said, hey, just, I ought to call you or contact you guys, and I did. You were very straightforward from the start. You told me some things that they didn't tell me, about the annuity they were recommending I went into, which sounded really good, but they didn't tell me later on in the process, and I'd start losing, but I wouldn't lose, but payments or the payouts would decrease over a period of time.
It's definitely important to work with somebody who fully understands the ins and outs of these different annuity contracts, because there's so many different annuities out there and they all sort of function a little bit differently. What would you say stood out the most about the process that we walked through together?
One thing, I think you were very clear about things. You weren't pushy, you wasn't pressuring me, at any time. I like the idea that when you told me that you were a fiduciary, you're obligated to help me make decisions what's best for me long term. And the other folks I've talked to, they never talked about anything, of that nature. I'm sure they weren't a fiduciary, or they probably told me that. I just felt good about the conversation. I felt like you can be straightforward with me, and that's really what I want.
I appreciate that. What would you say now that you have this annuity in place? What do you feel like is different about your life or about your financial situation?
Well, I feel confident that it was the right thing for me to do. I kind of knew it was probably be the right way to go, but I feel good about the fact that I might have that money for life, that payout for life. And along with everything else that I have or will have coming in, we should be in a pretty good shape.
So would you say that you have more peace of mind now, knowing that you can't lose money in the market and that you have guaranteed income?
I do. I feel really good about the fact that we went ahead and made the decision, because I was really stuck on, is it the right thing or not, and that kind of thing. I really felt like all along it was the right thing to do. And by going ahead and just saying, yeah, let's do it, that pressure's off. I don't have to make that decision now. It's there.
What are you able to do now or sort of plan for in your retirement or that you maybe didn't feel confident about before?
I just think it's really going to help me to know that I've got X amount of dollars coming every month. Not worrying about running out of that money, before or too early, because, I figured it out. If I'd have drawn the money that I was going to draw a month out of the other, I'd have been lucky to get 7-8 years, out of that money. I hope I live a lot longer than that. It just makes me feel a lot better that I know I have this come. The 3 streams of income should be there for my lifetime.
They definitely will be at this point. You have lifetime income, and that's really what we find a lot of people in your position want the most. It's about having that income that is dependable and reliable.
Yeah.
So last question for you is, if somebody was watching this or still unsure about working with us or giving a fixed indexed annuity a try, what would you tell them?
I would tell them definitely do it, at least have the conversation. And I've talked to a few of my friends and people I worked with about how good the process has been for me. And I think it's a positive for somebody that's really looking long term for that income. I think it's worth having the conversation.
Awesome. That's the best compliment I can get, is you telling somebody else how good of a job we've done. So I really appreciate it, Dwayne. It's been great working with you, and I'm looking forward to working together over the rest of your retirement. So
Jeremy, I appreciate that. I meant that. I truly believe you've been very open and straightforward with me, and that helps gives you that feeling that you're not missing something, I guess, is the right thing.
Absolutely.